Hi, welcome to DC Fan Gives Hope. So I had an interesting comment on one of my other videos, and it inspired me to make this video because I had to then look inside myself and then find out what do I look for when it comes to, a superhero movie. What is the definition for me? Something on my phone. For a superhero movie, okay? And before I get into that, I looked at Film Gub's post, and he posted a picture of the Justice League cast, and they were all looking like that. And it was meant to be his reaction to the Aquaman trailer. Not one of them joyful or happy or anything like that. Now this is a guy that has been a big supporter for BVS and Man of Steel and stuff like that, and then he goes and sees Aquaman, and he posts that. And now I've seen Aquaman, right? Now I thought it was a good trailer, right? I thought it was a very good one. It's got me excited. A wee thing going, and by all reactions that I've seen by people and by websites and by news blogs, that is good. And we have a director that's came from James Wan, who's came from Conjuring, and Zack Snyder, who helped him with this, with the story and everything else. And Zack Snyder also agreed with James Wan that James Wan's movie should be the one that introduces Atlantis. So there is no rivalry between the directors, and he's now posted what I've just done on Facebook. He is excited and interested, and he can't wait to see Aquaman. And that's what puts directors like Zack Snyder on a pedestal. He's not one there to shoot down any other director, because for him, they're all artists. They're all people that want to get, their vision out there. And by doing that, not only does he give respect, but he gains respect from other directors, like James Cameron, who has spoke highly about him as a great visionary and a great director that to me is still to be discovered. But as I sat and I watched this trailer, I think, wow. And yes, there was a joke in it, and you could possibly say, yes, there's something about it that shouts out Marvel. And that takes me to Film Gub's reaction on his post, and I think he is just putting down this film because it's either not done by Zack Snyder or it's not dark and gloomy. And I wouldn't want that for every DC movie. Fans, majority of people, don't want that. But this is James Wan, who is known for dark and gloomy, and has now made a film. Probably half of it is way outside his comfort zone, and he's challenging himself to introduce this character and his backstory to the world. And the best way to do it is to get people to fall in love with the character. And you can't make people fall in love with the character by having them in a dark place on a constant basis. Now, Batman and Superman film needed to be done. It really needed, for me, my personal view, it needed to be done the way it was done. Especially for the first clash. Because you couldn't have them friends straight away, pardon the pun, off the bat, friends. Okay, especially with the views are thingy and stuff. So in order to have them fight, it would have needed to be at the start, and then they fix the differences for the future. So now we have had that. Now that world will become lighter because of Superman and Batman's reawakening and ideal and sort of brighter vision for not only the world but for themselves. So to have Film Gub post that picture again, and I feel like call it, would you call it the kettle black? It's a very negative, biased view against the film. He's not seen, and now he's came on and he's talked about he's only, he's read a couple of books from Glasgow. From Glasgow, there's not many bookshops there, but I've spent 30 odd years collecting books, graphic novels and stuff like that. There is easy access to books, whether it be online or whatnot, and my collection has filled cupboards and wardrobes and everything else. And I've seen Aquaman, the new 52 Aquaman, and that was bright, cheerful and colourful, so I don't know where he's coming from, and he let me down with that comment. And it made me look upon myself. Now, as I say, I've often said in my videos, I do not care if I do not like a DC movie. I do care, I would rather have the world love it and me hate it, because for me it then puts DC on a pedestal I think it belongs. I want to see more kids dress up as Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Aquaman. I want them. And if that means sacrificing something in order to get to that stage, I would, because after then you can go anywhere. Once it gets to that level, then the franchise can go anywhere, and already it's doing that by the Joker movie and the bad villains and stuff like that. So it's now, what do I see in the comments about the Aquaman trailer? That one bit that I actually had a problem with, the running across the rooftops. I thought she's running awful slow. It didn't think with me. But then at the same time it looks more realistic because she is running slow. But a lot of people loved it because it's like the one shot thing. So there we go. That's what makes you excited for the film. Excellent. But what is it that makes me think that BVS was the ultimate superhero movie, or Man of Steel, whatever? What is it that defines those films and it doesn't define Marvel films for me? Well, let's cut out the word super. Let's get rid of the word super and then just leave us with hero. Right? Forget the superpowers, forget that, hero. And that was what Man of Steel was like for a long time for me. It wasn't the powers that he had, it was the troubles that he was going through, trying to fit in, and for his family and friends around him that had this knowledge, and how did they put up with this, and how would they approach this? And he's not been able to be himself. Personal angst. And he fights against that, and he still tries to do good. Hero. Right? And sacrificing his soul for when he kills Zod. Hero. Because he does it for the greater good. BVS, of course, there's many moments in that. Superman flies about knowing that half of the world probably hate him. He lands in the Senate and there's go home Superman, alien, freak or whatever there is. He walks up the stairs, he goes in quietly, and people burn up again around him, and he's just done. He's at his lowest point in his life. His lowest point. when he says, "What is this? What am I? Who am I?" You know, and Batman's the same. He feels like he's accomplished nothing. The world is a dark place, and maybe he's been doing it wrong for all these years, and he becomes more violent. But the two of them join together, and you know they both make sacrifices. It was planned for Batman, as I said. You know, I was against Batman's death, but it was originally written that he would um, die in order for the team to win. That's hero stuff. Doesn't matter if you've got superpowers, right? And as long as you portray the characters with those sort of qualities, where it's not about saving the world or saving an island. I'd rather see a movie where, you know, he saves one or two people, and against his own thing, you know, against his own morals. You know, the fact that he stops Doomsday's fist from hitting Lex, who's trying to kill him. Hero. And I don't get that with Marvel. Marvel, for me, is always the bigger picture. Right? Is always the big picture. With the aliens coming down and they're attacking the cities or whatnot. Or big robot with some weird voice and they're attacking it. And Thor, it was the main thing was a big robot, and it was his brother that had a sort of temper tantrum, and then he forgave him at the end. Those weren't hero movies for me. You could call them superhero movies, yes, because everyone for me can easily make a superhero movie. But the hardest thing to make is a hero movie. And for me, what's important for me in Aquaman is probably the story that, you know, what we got from in Justice League, that he doesn't know where he belongs. He doesn't want to be king. You know, and this is what I got from Justice League. You know, he's getting pulled from Atlanteans and Earth, the land dwellers, and you only must get that in just Aquaman movie, where he's torn between the two worlds and he doesn't know which one he belongs to. But forget the big epic fight of the sharks and seahorses or the different clans and whatnot. You know, the hero movie moments in the Aquaman, I hope that is there, will be something personal against him. Right? And James Wan has came out and said that this is just the top of the iceberg or something like that. This isn't, you know, he's left the plotline out of it. So, does he make mistakes in the movie? I hope so. I hope he does something bad in the movie. Because it has to be relatable to us. You know, it has to be, and that's why, like, something like Suicide Squad or Harley Quinn could become such iconic heroes because they're flawed. And hopefully there's a recording of a Harley Quinn and Joker dance from Suicide Squad, which proves it's still popular with people, those two characters, and they were dancing. So hopefully I'll load that to the page. I'll maybe put a link to the end of this video. But no, that to me defines what I look for in a superhero movie. That's what makes a movie for me. Is, you know, I could watch a movie of Superman without the ability to fly. I would like to see a Superman movie where he is, you know, not getting there in time and failing in some points and stuff, or maybe he loses his powers, but he becomes, you know, but he'll still risk his life and do the right thing. You know, and that's what happened with him in BVS. He wasn't thinking about himself. He was thinking about his mother. You know, and Bruce was thinking about this long lost, but I'm back on BVS. But that to me is what is the definition of a hero. We get that a lot in DC TV shows. Why? Because we get about 20 odd episodes of getting to know that character and seeing the stress that it puts them in. Some of the best moments of a superhero series is when we see the hero cry because he blames himself that he wasn't there to save his mother like in Flash, but he's willing to let his mother die. Those are hero moments. Hero moments that we can, in some way in our life, relate to and be inspired to do things, because that's what Flash would have done, that's what Supergirl would have done, that would have been what everybody has done. Something that inspires us, but because we cannot all jump about in one single bound, if we'll go faster than a train. But what we can do is look to them, and they have done to me for generations, and I'll put another one down here on how it is and how it's inspirational and how heroes can infect your life. If they inspire you in a mental way and how to lead your life, that is what makes a superhero movie. Not beating up the bad guys, not being special effects and big epic battles. No, it's those moments in a movie that you can relate to and say and change your life because of it, and be more what's the word, empathy, towards your empathise or a word escapes me, but you know what I'm saying, that you can be more in the other man's shoes or in the other woman's shoes. You can put yourself there and be a better person because of it. And that, inspirational, is what makes, for me, a great superhero movie. Thank you.